Say, baby, keep your eyes on me. Don't look away when you whine for me. I can feel your energy. It's something about that empathy.
Well, my name is Rodney. I'm from Dumas, Arkansas. That's where I grew up and graduated high school. And after high school, I came to the University of Arkansas at Monticello, where I was involved with the marching band. I was the drum major of the marching band for about 4 years. I was involved with the concert bands and jazz bands. So I didn't major in music, but I played well enough that I was able to have a scholarship and enjoyed being in the bands. It was a great experience for me. Graduated. My degree says 94, but I was finished with my coursework in 93. There wasn't a winter ceremony back in those days. So I graduated with a BA in communication and speech. So from there, I went to Kansas and worked for the University of Kansas, recruiting for them in their admissions office, but at the same time, still playing music, connecting with musicians. Met my wife there when she was second year of law school at the University of Kansas, and was there and went out west to Albuquerque, and still, having a professional life. By this time, I've gone into pharmaceutical sales, but still playing music and connecting with musicians. So we were there for a couple of years, came back to Arkansas, settled in Conway, and to be closer to the family. My family is still in South Arkansas, so the move was mainly to be closer, since we're all getting older and they're getting older, and didn't want to be too far away.
Are your parents in Monticello or Dumas?
My parents are in Dumas. Very fortunate. They're in good health, and they move about pretty regularly, and my dad still works. My dad is a brick mason, a longtime brick mason in this area. He actually did brickwork on several of the buildings here on campus, and some of the past staff members that used to live here in Monticello and work for the college, my dad bricked their houses. So he has strong connections, and my dad is from Monticello originally. So we're back in Arkansas, still doing pharmaceutical sales, still playing music, and probably within about 2 to 3 years of being back in the state, we started playing more and more exposure. During this time, I did a couple of specials for AETN. The then governor, BB, we started doing events regularly at the governor's mansion. Corporate events, private events, just a lot of volume, and so much volume that was able to kind of start doing music on a full-time basis because it was just a high volume. So, in the recent years, we've put out albums. This latest album that came out 2023, Percival Jenkins, charted nationally. It was a #1 hit in Central Arkansas on both the urban and hip hop stations. So even though I'm always kind of billed as a jazz musician, we play all types of music because people request different things when they hire the band. We can do a country set if they want country music. We do country music. We do hip hop, R&B. My first love is jazz, and the albums that I have out would be considered smooth jazz. Rodney Block, a lot of times people, jazz musician, and we do play jazz, but we play all music, and we love music. I love music, and that was really fostered here at the University of Arkansas, Monticello. Gary Meggs was one of the first directors that I had here, and actually that was his first stint at UAM after years of being away and coming back and establishing this great jazz program and great marching program. But Gary Meggs was one of my first instructors who definitely nurtured the music for me and my brother. He also gave us a lot of opportunities. So, and that goes back with the past chancellor. Even the current chancellor here today, Dr. Peggy Doss, was around when I was in school and had a lot of opportunity to play. So that nurturing, those beginnings started here at UAM, and it's definitely kind of stayed with me, and it's helped me in my professional career. We do such a high volume of events. I tell people, I said September 1st through December 31st, you know, there wasn't one weekend that was open because we're always playing, just a high volume. And these are events that are high level events from the Clinton Center to the Arkansas Black Hall of Fame. It's pretty amazing, and we have a fun time. So I'm just a regular guy who loves to play music, but it's really has been a blessing, and it's worked for me. And UAM is part of that beginning. With Sea Arts, it's great because we have an opportunity. They service about 17 to 18 schools in the Southeast or the Delta region, and that ranges from elementary, junior high, middle school, high school, and we're able to, I call them these mini concerts where we go in and we play for these students, and but it's a variety of music. We want to talk about music from the sense of, yeah, we have this jazz band, but we're playing a little jazz, but we're playing music that they know. We're playing music that they don't know, and telling, showing them that it's a viable profession to be in. We talk about jazz because jazz was the one true art form, here in America. Everything else comes from somewhere else. When you think of art, when you think of food, when you think of sculpting, painting, that comes from somewhere else. But jazz music was created here in North America. So kids need to know about that history, and then they need to know about the individuals that were at the forefront in creating this music, and some of those individuals are from Arkansas. So, and then the proximity to New Orleans from Monticello. New Orleans is considered the birthplace of jazz. So we talk about that, and then we talk about, the Beyoncés, the Jay-Z's, the SZAs, the music that they hear on the radio. Well, if you learn jazz music and fundamentals, all that other stuff is easy. So, and you wouldn't have that music if it wasn't for jazz music. So we're giving them a little bit of everything. And at the same time, we want them to have a good experience, because not only do they listen, they sing, they dance, they clap. So it's a musical experience. it's education. It's an educational moment. It's a musical moment, all happening at the same time.
Do they get a hands-on experience as well?
Well, not necessarily a hands-on experience, but they get a chance to see the instruments and the musicians. And it's great when I'm in the elementary school. I say, ladies and gentlemen, what is this instrument? And they said, that's a drum. I said, yeah, it belongs to the percussion family. Ladies and gentlemen, what is this instrument? That's a trumpet. Oh, great, it belongs to the brass family. So I said, what's this? That's a cowbell. Yes, it's a cowbell, but it also belongs in the percussion family. So they're not coming up so much to touch their instruments, but they're getting a chance to see the instruments and see the musicians and meet the musicians who are making this music. You know what? I think more collaborations, evolution. Because things change and changing with the times. Collaboration is. I love music and I love all different types of music. So I want to work with more country artists, or I want to work more with maybe alternative rock kind of theme artists or more hip hop artists, because I think everybody has something to give, and I think that kind of collaborative spirit kind of helps in the creative process for me as a musician, and just to grow, to evolve. And Miles Davis was the king of that. He kind of changed the course of music twice in his lifetime. He came out with the birth of that cool jazz that you heard, but before he passed away, he came back on the scene doing hip hop music, and before that, he kind of created this, what people call free-flowing jazz, acid jazz. He was hanging out with Jimi Hendrix. So this is a guy who embraced creativity, he embraced evolution. I do want to explore it because I think the great thing about TikTok and these platforms is it exposes you to folks that don't have, they're not going to get signed to a record label, or they don't have the opportunity to play in a club, but you have someone over in Argentina that can hear their music and love their music and say, hey, I want to listen to this guy. And I see the same thing happening with restaurants. You may have a restaurant that's in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and this is a prime example. Never heard about the restaurant, but they were on TikTok, and people say, hey, go check this place out. It's Caribbean food. You're going to love it. Never heard about it, never would have went there, but I happened to be in Tulsa for a jazz festival. And I said, I want to go to this place because the reviews on TikTok were great. So those opportunities, it creates opportunities, and it gives you an audience. So I want to expand and do more. I put down as one of my 2024 goals is to expand my brand. And I think doing more on social media to just get my music and get in front of more eyes and another audience that may not have an opportunity to see me if they're not in Arkansas. I mean, this is great. I think the experience with I do want to say this, Susan Aiken, and the experience with Sea Art, I can see the light bulb go off when we're in these schools. I can see the kids get excited. And again, it goes back to music. Music has this power to change people. It's freedom music. It gives you freedom. It empowers you. And I see that happening every time we go into these schools. And I'll give you an example. We were in McGee, Arkansas, and we played for first, second, and third grade. And we were playing this music, and we had the kids sing, and they were up and they were dancing. And that's it. And I get a call from the mayor from McGee about doing their festival. He says, "You were in McGee the other day." I said, "Yes, sir." He says, "My granddaughter came home singing the song that you guys played, and she told me, Daddy, Granddaddy, there was a band there and a guy playing the trumpet." And he put two and two together, and he said she was so excited. So just to see the power of music happening, and this is not just elementary, but I see it on the high school level too. So, and I think it's great that CR has a program in place to that is impactful, immediate impact, and we're happy and proud to be a part of it.
Don't look away when you whine for me. I can feel your energy. It's something about that empathy. Your body got a hold of me. Your body keep controlling me. And I can't control my mind. I just wanna love you long time.